We're live from New Delhi. You're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Lipakshi Khurana, coming up in the next 30 minutes. Prime Minister Narendra Modi chairs urgent high-level security meet at Delhi Airport. NSA Dawal, EAM Jaishankar and Foreign Secretary Misri present. Union Home Minister Amit Shah pays tribute to the victims in Srinagar, reaches terror attack site in Pahalgam to take stock of the situation. Kashmir erupts in anger and anguish. The valley observes first complete shutdown in 35 years. Sketches of suspected terrorist wielding gun surfaces. Security forces step up hunt. World joins India in condemning Pahalgam terror attack, calls it a deeply disturbing news and a brutal crime. And on to the details this hour. Immediately upon his arrival in New Delhi, Prime Minister Narendra Modi convened an emergency meeting at the airport with National Security Advisor Ajit Doval, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar and Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri in view of the terror attack that claimed 26 lives in Kashmir's Pahalgam on Tuesday. Prime Minister Modi cut short his state visit to Saudi Arabia and rushed back to India after news of more than 20 people being attacked by terrorists surfaced yesterday. India's Home Minister Amit Shah reached the Baramullah Meadow, the terror attack site in Pahalgam. Also, Union Home Minister Amit Shah earlier paid homage to the victims by laying a wreath at a poignant ceremony in Srinagar this morning. The Home Minister and the J&K LG Manoj Sinha also met with the family members of Pahalgam terror victims. The tragedy that has shaken not just Kashmir but the entire country took place on Tuesday, where innocent tourists were killed, making it one of the biggest terror attacks on the tourist in recent years. And earlier on Tuesday, the Union Home Minister chaired a high-level security meeting with all the agencies following the Pahalgam terror attack after he reached Srinagar. The Home Minister vowed that those involved in this dastardly act of terror will not be spared, and we will come down heavily on the perpetrators with the harshest consequences. And at least 26 people were killed after gunmen opened fire on a group visiting Pahalgam, a popular tourist destination in South Kashmir, on Tuesday. Well, the attack took place in Baramullah Meadow, around 5 kilometers from Jammu and Kashmir resort town of Pahalgam. Among the dead were tourists from several states, including Karnataka, Maharashtra, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh. The Resistance Front, TRF, alias Lashkar-e-Taiba, the banned Pakistan-based terror group, claimed the responsibility. Also, the security across the Kashmir Valley has been increased manifold after killing of several tourists in Pahalgam terror attack. The joint combing operation by Army, CRPF and J&K police is underway in the region. Special forces, sniffer dogs and other technical intelligence means have been deployed to track down the attackers. And India's Vishal Barasto joins us for more from Srinagar. Well, Vishal, there is a nationwide shock and outrage over the most gruesome attack targeting tourists in the valley in a long spell of time. Tell us about the sentiment in the valley. What's the latest situation like there?
Well, the protest and the anger is growing as the day proceeds. People are in full of anger and protest because they're saying it is an attack on Kashmir. I am here at the Lal Chowk, and there you see I have a gentleman who is on a wheelchair. He himself is a victim of terrorism. He was shot in the spine way back in 1997, and he is also protesting and opposing this terror attack. Let's talk to him and find out. What's your name?
My name is Javed Ahmad Tak.
Mr. Javed, you are having a slogan, carrying a slogan which is in Urdu. What does it say?
It says Katleam Band Karo, that means stop killing. We are against the killings because whenever a human dies, it is the killing of whole humanity. We all are killed. If we kill a person, it means we are not humans. We are terrorists. We are against the peace. We are against the humanity. That is not good. That is not acceptable. That is not legal. That is totally illegal, unacceptable and unethical.
Okay, now you've been disabled by the terror attack. When did it happen and how did it happen?
It happened in 1997 when terrorists were active and they were opposing the people not to go in the political policies and don't participate in politics. My brother was a politician and they came to kidnap him. And I was there as a young boy of 21 years old. I was a college student and they hit on me because they thought he may show resentment. So I am a terror victim and I am against the gun and usage of the weapons.
Well, absolutely, he is himself a terror victim. There you see, he is totally disabled beyond the waist. I have a lady also. Now, people who are themselves victims of terrorism, they are opposing. What's your name and what do you have to say?
My name is Taslima Akhtar. I am chairperson of ATV, Association of Terror Victims in Kashmir.
Please come forward. Yeah.
Association of Terror Victims in Kashmir. मैंने इन्हीं के लिए एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बनाई है. मैंने खुद को डिवोटेड किया है कंट्री के लिए. मैंने शादी भी इसीलिए नहीं की है ताकि मेरी फैमिली जो है वो टेरर विक्टिम्स है. मैं उनके लिए जदोजहद करी, उनकी हक के लिए लड़ रही, उनकी पीस एंड जस्टिस के लिए फाइट कर रही हूँ.
How many victims are there in your family?
एक्चुअली मेरी डैडी को किडनैप किया गया था 1999 में और ब्रदर को. ठीक है, तो उसके बाद मैंने जब ये सिचुएशन देखी कि कोई इनके सब डर रहे, इन्होंने दहशत का खौफ यहाँ पर रखा है, कोई अगेंस्ट टेररिज्म आवाज नहीं उठा सकता है ताकि इनको दबोच दे अननोन गनमैन. अच्छा आप देखो हजारों किलिंग्स यहाँ पर हुई, कब तक हम उनको अननोन क्यों कहेंगे जब हमें पता है ये पाकिस्तान के लश्कर तैयबा की तंजीम ने वाक़या अंजाम दिया, तो हम क्यों डरेंगे उनका नाम लेने से.
There you heard this lady who herself is a terror victim. Her family members have been victims of terrorism. He is a man who is specially able and they are all protesting. They are saying we should not say they were unknown because we know that they were from Pakistan. They were from Pakistan supported terrorist group LET in the name
a lot of anger and anguish
now,
out there.
what do you have to say about the unity of Kashmir?
देखो आपको आज कश्मीर की यूनिटी दिख रही है. हर घर में मातम छा गया, हर घर में कल शाम से किसी ने खाना भी नहीं खाया है और कैंडल मार्च कर रहे हैं. पहली बार आप देख रहे हैं कश्मीर में अगेंस्ट टेररिज्म ऐसी आवाज उठी है.
Right, Vishal, we can.
हम यही चाहते हैं, जस्टिस चाहते हैं कि यहाँ पर टेरर फ्री सोसाइटी होनी चाहिए. यहाँ पर उनका नहीं चलेगा.
In what way?
डिक्टेटरशिप नहीं दे सकता.
Right,
In
Vishal,
what way
we
the
can.
people of Kashmir should fight terrorism? In what?
That was a correspondent talking to the Kashmiris out there at the Lal Chowk, and of course the people out there are very anguished and angry about the incident yesterday. And moving on, the front pages of Kashmir's leading newspapers went black on Wednesday, a stark visual protest against the brutal terrorist attack in Pahalgam. The coordinated editorial blackout served as a collective cry of anguish and a call for accountability after one of the deadliest attacks in the region in recent years. English and Urdu dailies, including Greater Kashmir, Rising Kashmir, Kashmir Uzma, Aftab and Tamil Irshad abandoned conventional design in favor of a somber black background with headlines and editorials printed in white and red. Also, India's Civil Aviation Minister K. Ram Mohan Naidu has moved swiftly to ensure the safety and well-being of affected tourists and victims. As part of immediate relief measures, 4 special flights from Srinagar, 2 to Delhi and 2 to Mumbai have been arranged, with additional flights kept on standby to cater to further evacuation needs. Well, Minister spoke to Home Minister and held an urgent meeting with all airline operators and issued a strong advisory against surge pricing. He further spoke to Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister and Maharashtra's Deputy Chief Minister. He assured full support to facilitate the safe return of tourists and coordination with the state authorities. Also, a 24/7 emergency help desk has been established at Andhra Pradesh Bhavan, New Delhi for tourists requiring assistance or information. Tourists can contact V. Suresh Babu at 9818395787 or 011 233 87089 for information or assistance on the Pahalgam terror incident. And in view of the prevailing situation, Air India and Indigo will operate a total of 4 additional flights from Srinagar to Delhi and Mumbai on Wednesday. The airlines are also offering complimentary rescheduling and full refund on cancellation to passengers with confirmed bookings till April 30th on these sectors. Also, security agencies have prepared sketches of 3 of the terrorists involved in Monday's heinous attack in Jammu and Kashmir's Pahalgam that left 26 tourists dead. Well, as the nation is struggling to cope with this tragedy, security agencies are making all efforts to trace the terrorists and unravel the truth behind this horrific attack. And time now for a short break. We'll be back in a while.
We are diving into a transformation story unlike any other. India's ambitious rise as self-reliant global military power. And it's not just ambition, it's action. From warships to weapon systems, startups to strategic doctrines, India is rebuilding its defense architecture. And how it is doing so, to know that, tune into Defense Dynamics on DD India on Wednesday at 8 p.m. IST.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Lipakshi Kurana, and moving on, Kashmir Valley observed a complete shutdown over the brutal killings of tourists in the Pahalgam meadows for the first time in 35 years on Wednesday. The locals have shut down shops in protest. DD India's Vishal Baristo brings you this ground report.
I'm here at the Lal Chowk area of Srinagar. This area used to bustle with a lot of crowd, business and tourists, but because of the solidarity band, this is a quiet place. Now, as you can see, all the shops, they are closed here. There is no transaction, no business, no tourists to be found. But here there is something very interesting. Here it is airport free service. Now these people, they are giving free service to the airport. He is a shopkeeper, his business is suffering, and they are saying it's an attack on the Kashmirians. There is the clock tower and it's quite a sad scene here because this is the epicenter of Srinagar. This is the place which signifies Srinagar, but today because of the Bandh there is a total different kind of picture here. People are very sad, they are angry, there is a kind of opposition, there is a kind of anger. And why not? Because this is the time when people of Kashmir, people of Srinagar, they would like to have a boom in their economy. This is the peak of tourist season, but sadly what occurred in Pahalgam has an effect over all of the state. With cameraman Mohit Uike in Srinagar, this is Vishal Baristo for TT India.
Well, members of the Market Association of Lal Chowk in Srinagar have staged a protest to voice their strong condemnation. We have Vishal Baristo on the ground there.
Flags in their hands. This is a protest march. They are saying stop killing. This is the Market Association of Lal Chowk. Let's talk to them. पेश करो मक्का मार्केट से हम ये चीज बर्दाश्त नहीं कर सकते। ये इंसानियत का कत्लेआम हुआ है। हमारे नबी पाक सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने फरमाया है जो नाहक का कत्लेआम करेगा वो इंसान नहीं है। ये हमें बर्दाश्त नहीं है। ये नाहक कत्ल है। How do you react to this brutal killing?
देखिए आपको मैं एक चीज बताता हूँ, हिस्ट्री में आज तक ऐसा हुआ नहीं है, तो आप समझ सकते हो पूरा कश्मीर रो रहा है, पूरा कश्मीर रो रहा है। ये चीज हमें बर्दाश्त नहीं है, ये चीज हम बर्दाश्त नहीं कर सकते हैं।
You see, they are carrying black flags, they are wearing black bands on their arms, and they are all saying stop killing, because this is against the spirit of Kashmir. This is against what Islam teaches. It is against the teachings of Prophet Muhammad. And there you see, there's a lot of anger here at Lal Chowk. With cameraman Mohit Uike in Srinagar, this is Vishal Baristo for TD India.
And the terror attack that swept through Jammu and Kashmir's Pahalgam on Tuesday has left behind a grieving family in various cities across the country, including Kanpur in Uttar Pradesh. Shubham Dwivedi, a newlywed who had gone to Kashmir with his wife for a short vacation, was among the civilians killed in the attack. Speaking to media, his cousin Saurabh Dwivedi alleged that the terrorists started firing after asking the names of the individuals and were shot in the head.
जिनको गोली लगी है वो शुभम द्विवेदी मेरे चचेरे भाई हैं। इस 17 तारीख को यहाँ से गए थे, करीबन 11 लोगों का एक ग्रुप था जो कश्मीर भ्रमण करने गए थे। तो वहाँ पर अलग अलग जगहें सोनमर्ग और गुलमर्ग वगैरह यहाँ सब घूमने गए थे। आज ये पहलगाम में थे, तो वहाँ पर शुभम भैया उनकी अभी 12 फरवरी को ही शादी हुई है, तो वो और उनकी वाइफ घुड़सवारी करते हुए गए हुए थे ऊपर। वहाँ पर जानकारी हम लोग को ऐसे हुई कि भाभी ने फ़ोन किया नीचे ताऊ जी को कि शुभम भैया को गोली मार दी है सर पर। ऐसा बताया जा रहा है कि नाम पूछने के बाद गोलीबारी वहां पर शुरू करी है और सर पे गोली मारी गई है।
Also, the attack has claimed the lives of several tourists, including Prashant Satpathy, an account officer from Odisha. Prashant was killed in the attack, leaving his family with no information about his wife and young son who were traveling with him. While speaking to the reporters, his elder brother, Sushanta Satpathy, recalled the moment when the family received the heart-wrenching news.
जो स्टोर में लिखा था, जो टोल फ्री नंबर जो लिखा था उस नंबर को डाल किया, वो बोले जे प्रशांत तो डेड हो गए। इतना ही। मेरा छोटा भाई ना, छोटा जो भाई का बीवी है वो भतीजा है, वो कहाँ पर है कैसे है मेरे को पता नहीं। फोन तो नहीं लग रहा है अभी। तो अभी एडिशनल डीएसपी फोन किए थे मेरे को।
Well, the Indian Navy condoled the demise of Lieutenant Vinay Narwal, who fell to the dastardly terror attack in Pahalgam. Taking to X, he wrote, and I quote, Admiral Dinesh K. Tripathi, CNS and all personnel of the Indian Navy are shocked and deeply saddened by the tragic loss of Lieutenant Vinay Narwal, who fell to the dastardly terror attack in Pahalgam. We extend our heartfelt condolences to his family during this moment of unimaginable grief. The Indian Navy also stands in solemn solidarity with all others that lost their lives in this heinous act of violence. Our thoughts and prayers are with the victim families, and we pray for the swift recovery of those injured. And one Indian Navy officer, Lieutenant Vinay Narwal, who was posted in Kochi, has also been killed in the Pahalgam terrorist attack while he was on leave. He is a native of Haryana and got married only on 16th of April.
हमारे पड़ोस में ही है नरवाल जी। अभी शादी हुई थी इनकी, 4 दिन पहले रिसेप्शन थी। सारी गली में खुशी का माहौल था। ये जानकारी मिली कि आतंकवादियों ने उनको पूछ के गोली मार दी है।
Well, the Pahalgam terror attack have shaken the entire nation. One of the survivors, 61-year-old Vinubhai Dabhi from Bhavnagar, Gujarat, was injured in the attack. His daughter, Sheetalben Dabhi, has now shared a significant update regarding his health and the tragic incident.
मेरे माता पिता श्रीनगर घूमने के लिए गए, तो वहाँ से वो पहलगाम गए थे। तो पहलगाम वो घूम रहे थे मिनी स्विट्जरलैंड में, तो अचानक आतंकी हमला हुआ। तो इसमें मेरे फादर को हाथ में गोली लग गई, तो अभी वो हॉस्पिटलाइज है, लेकिन अभी तो उसको अच्छा है। उसका इंटरव्यू हमने देखा।
And after the terror attack in Jammu and Kashmir's Pahalgam, major cities including Delhi and Mumbai have been placed on high alert. In response to the attack, the Delhi police ramped up security across the city, focusing particularly on tourist hotspots and border checkpoints. According to the Delhi police sources, Delhi police has been instructed to keep a close watch on tourist places and other important places. Also, the Indian Army has foiled a major infiltration bid in the Baramullah region of Jammu and Kashmir. Heavy exchange of fire between security forces and terrorists was reported when terrorists tried to infiltrate through general area Sarjeevan at Urinala. Alert troops eliminated 2 terrorists. Large quantity of weapons, ammunition and other warlike stores have been recovered from the terrorists. Indian Army said that the operation is still underway. Also, the world leader strongly condemned the terror attack on tourists in Jammu and Kashmir on Tuesday and reiterated their unflinching support for India's fight against terrorism. US President Donald Trump, Russian President Vladimir Putin, Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni and Israel Foreign Minister were among world leaders who condemned the terror attack. Also, US President Donald Trump reiterated United States support for India in its fight against terrorism. Trump wrote on Truth Social media, and I quote, "Deeply disturbing news out of Kashmir. The United States stands strong with India against terrorism. We pray for the souls of those lost and for the recovery of the injured." Prime Minister Modi and the incredible people of India have our full support and deepest sympathies. Our hearts are with you all, unquote. Well, Trump spoke with Prime Minister Narendra Modi and expressed deepest condolences at the loss of innocent lives in the terror attack in Jammu and Kashmir. In a post on X, official spokesperson of India's Ministry for External Affairs, Randhir Jaiswal, wrote, and I quote, "President Donald Trump called Prime Minister Narendra Modi and conveyed his deepest condolences at the loss of innocent lives in the terror attack in Jammu and Kashmir. President Trump strongly condemned the terror attack and expressed full support to India to bring to justice the perpetrators of this heinous attack. India and the United States stand together in the fight against terror," unquote. While US Vice President J.D. Vance and Second Lady Usha Vance, who are on a 4-day visit to India, extended condolences to the victims of the Pahalgam terror attack on Tuesday. In a post on X, the US Vice President wrote, and I quote, "Usha and I extend our condolences to the victims of the devastating terrorist attack in Pahalgam, India. Over the past few days, we have been overcome with the beauty of this country and its people. Our thoughts and prayers are with them as they mourn this horrific attack," unquote. Well, the US State Department has also condemned the Tuesday's terror attack in Jammu and Kashmir's Pahalgam district. In a post on X, it said, and I quote, "The United States strongly condemns the terrorist attack in Kashmir. Nothing can justify such a heinous act, killing tourists and civilians. Our thoughts are with those who have lost their loved ones. We continue to monitor the situation and call for perpetrators to be held accountable," unquote. And in a letter to President Murmu and Prime Minister Modi, Russian President Vladimir Putin expressed condolences over the Pahalgam terror attack. He wrote, and I quote, "Please accept the deepest condolences over the tragic consequences of the terrorist attack near the town of Pahalgam that claimed the lives of civilians, citizens of various countries. There can be no justification for this brutal crime. We expect that its sponsors and perpetrators will be duly punished. I would like to reiterate the readiness for further strengthening of cooperation with the Indian partners in the fight against all forms and manifestations of terrorism. Please convey words of sincere sympathy and support to the near and dear ones of the deceased, as well as wishes for a speedy recovery of all injured," unquote. And Russian ambassador to India, Denis Alipov, expressed his condolences to the victims of the Pahalgam terror attack on Tuesday. In a post on X, the Russian ambassador wrote, and I quote, "Deepest condolences to the people and the government of India over the heinous terror act against tourists in Pahalgam. Russia resolutely stands with India," unquote. And Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni also expressed condolences over the Pahalgam attack. In a message shared on social media platform X, Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni conveyed her deep sorrow over the recent attack in Pahalgam. She expressed solidarity with the families of the victims, the injured, and the Indian government, extending Italy's support to the people of India during this difficult time. Also extending condolences to the victims of the Pahalgam terror attack, Israel Foreign Minister Gideon Saar said, and I quote, "Deeply saddened by the heinous terror attack on tourists in Pahalgam, Jammu and Kashmir, our thoughts are with the victims and their families. Israel stands united with India in the fight against terror." Our news just coming in from sources. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh chaired key defence meet. He met with CDS and all three defence forces chief. Well, news just coming in from sources. The Defence Minister Rajnath Singh chaired a key defence meet and he met with CDS and all three Defence Forces chief. All right, that's all for this edition of DD India Live. But let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. We'll keep giving you more updates and we'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Lipakshi Khurana from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live.